The next feature that we will use is filter. So the tool filters a range based on a specific criteria. Okay, so in our example, what if we only want to see the data of sales representative Jake Peralta? So we don't want to see the other data of the other sales representatives, and we only want to limit it to Jake Peralta. Okay, so to do that, let's select cell A1 and then go to Home tab. On the right side, you should see Sort and Filter. Okay, so it says here, it organizes your data so it's easier to analyze. Okay, so let's click this and then choose Filter. So let me zoom out and you will notice that there are tiny drop-down arrows included in our first row. And let's go to cell D1 or sales representative. Let's click the drop-down arrow and we have different choices. Okay, so we are going to unselect all. Wait, let me zoom in. Let's unselect all. And then again, we only want to see data of Jake Peralta. So let's look for Jake and then press OK. So from here, we have already filtered our data to Jake Peralta. Now let's try other filtering conditions. For instance, we only want to see the data of Jake Peralta with supplier with color blue, for example. So let's go to supplier and then we can filter by color and we can also use text filters. So let's try filter by color and then choose blue. Okay. So from here, we can only see data of sales representative Jake Peralta with Asia as the supplier. And then finally, let's try to use the text filter. Okay, so let's go to customer. Let's click the drop down arrow and then choose text filters. And then let's go to begins with. We only want to see customers that begin with the letter A and then press OK. Okay, so now we can see that our data is now filtered to sales representative Jake Peralta with suppliers backgrounds that are color blue and the customers that contain or begin with letter A. Here's a question. Can we add multiple filter options in a single column? The answer is yes. Okay, so for example, aside from Jake Peralta, we also want to see data coming in from sales representatives Amy Santiago and Charles Boyle. But before we do that, let us undo the changes for customer filter. Okay, so we'll remove this. By the way, if you want to remove a particular filter option, just go to your selected column. So mine is customer. And then click the filter icon found on the lower right corner. Let me zoom in. And then you will see this option, clear filter from your chosen column. So mine is clear filter from customer. Let's select this. And then I'll zoom out. Okay, so now let's add sales representatives Amy Santiago and Charles Boyle by clicking the filter icon in the sales rep cell. So click this and then let's use this window. Let's zoom in. For now, the only check sales representative is Jake Peralta. So we'll just have to check Amy Santiago and Charles Boyle. Okay. So press OK. And now we can see data from Amy and Charles. Okay. Now, what if I want to add another filter for region? Say I want to see the data coming in from the north. So it can either be northeast or just plain north. Okay. So let's select cell C1 or region and then click the filter icon. And then instead of using this window, let's try to use the text filters option. Okay, so text filters and then go to contains, right? And then let's type here north. So press OK. And we can see the data is now filtered to either northeast or north. Okay. So what if I want to add another filter for region? Let's add Midwest. Okay. So let's go back to our filter icon in region, and then let's go to text filters. So we can either choose contains or custom filter. Okay. So let us select or, and then in the drop down arrow, let's go or look for contains, and then let's type Midwest. Okay, so Excel will display data from Amy, Charles, and Jake with regions Northeast, North, and Midwest. Okay, so press OK. And from here, we can see that our data is displaying Midwest, Northeast, and North.